Hey everyone, welcome to AV Cyberactive. Today I'm happy to announce I provisionally passed ISC Squared Certified in Cybersecurity test and I'm in the process of getting my certification and endorsement. I'll release a separate video detailing the exam experience, but for people who are planning for exam, I've prepared a set of 25 exam style questions. These questions are for practice purposes only and are not exam questions. They're crafted to simulate the exam experience and test your understanding of the material. So don't stress too much about it, and it's all about learning and having fun. Now let's go over how this will work. When a question appears on the screen, make sure you read it carefully. I'll also have keywords highlighted to help you focus on the most critical aspects. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time to think about your answer. Once you've made your choice, resume the video and we'll discuss the correct answer and the reasoning behind the right answer and why other choices are incorrect. I'll let my AI friend Ryan take over from here. Ryan, go ahead.
1. Which of the following are pillars or spheres often made out of concrete, metal, or other hard materials that are typically found outside of buildings between the parking lot and the entrance of the building? A. Turnstile. B. Bollard. C. Mantrap. D. Revolving door. B is correct. Bollards are pillars or spheres often made out of concrete, metal, or other hard materials that are typically found outside of buildings between the parking lot and the entrance of the building. Bollards are commonly used to reduce the risk of someone driving a vehicle through the entrance, as the vehicle would be blocked by the bollards. A is incorrect. Turnstiles are used to control access points by only allowing one person through at a time. A turnstile is a mechanical gate with rotating arms that controls access points by only allowing one person through at a time. These are commonly seen when accessing subway stations. C is incorrect. A mantrap is an area that has two locked doors built in such a way that the first door must be closed before the second door can be opened and access to a secure area can be granted. These are typically used in areas that require a higher degree of security, e.g., data center, to prevent tailgating and piggybacking, where an unauthorized person follows an authorized person inside. D is incorrect. Revolving doors are used to control access points by only allowing one person through at a time. A revolving door is something commonly seen in the entrance to a building lobby or some hotels. 2. Which of the following terms describes the output of information that is run through a hash function? A. Ciphertext. B. Plaintext. C. Message digest. D. Encrypted text. C is correct. Hashing is another type of cryptography that uses special algorithms known as hash algorithms that transform information into fixed-length output known as a message digest, MD. A, B, and D are incorrect. Encryption is the process of transforming plaintext, information that is in a readable format, into ciphertext, information that is in an encrypted, unreadable format. Decryption is the process of transforming ciphertext back to plaintext. 3. Which of the following is not an example of a physical destruction method for media sanitization? A. Shredding. B. Burning. C. Zeroization. D. Dissolving using chemical compounds. C is correct. Zeroization occurs when data is overwritten with other data such as binary ones and zeros using other data, patterns, or random data. This is a secure sanitization method but not a physical destruction method. A, B, and D are incorrect. Physical destruction includes shredding, crushing, burning, disintegration, or dissolving using chemical compounds. 4. Which of the following is a good practice for securing IoT devices? A. Using compensating controls such as network segmentation or firewalls. B. Using default credentials. C. Disabling network encryption. D. Disabling patch updates. A is correct. In instances where IoT devices lack their own built-in controls, organizations use compensating controls such as firewalls, additional network segmentation, or proxies to implement security controls. B is incorrect. Default credentials are a security risk and should never be used because they are easily guessed. C is incorrect. If network encryption is available on an IoT device, it is usually a good practice to use it. D is incorrect. IoT devices should be regularly patched with the latest security updates. 5. What is a key component of the detection and analysis phase of the incident response process? A. Ensuring infected systems are isolated on the network. B. Reviewing logs and security alerts. C. Restoring systems from backups. D. Identifying opportunities to improve the incident response process. B is correct. Reviewing logs and other security alerts is a key activity that occurs in the detection and analysis phase of the incident response process. A is incorrect. Ensuring infected systems are isolated on the network is part of the containment, eradication, and recovery phase of the incident response process. C is incorrect. Restoring systems from backups is part of the containment, eradication, and recovery phase of the incident response process. D is incorrect. The post-incident activity phase of the incident response process is when an organization would work to identify opportunities for improving the incident response process. 6. Joe's firm decides to buy cybersecurity incident insurance to cover their risk in the case of a security breach. This is an example of what kind of risk treatment? A. Avoidance. B. Transference. C. Acceptance. D. Mitigation. B is correct. The most common form of risk transference is to buy insurance. A is incorrect. Avoidance is stopping the related activity altogether. C is incorrect. Acceptance is merely living with the risk. D is incorrect. Mitigation is putting controls in place to reduce the risk. 7. Which of the following is an example of a source of incident information that may be used as part of an incident response investigation? A. IDs alerts. B. Suspicious system activity reported by an employee. C. Endpoint logs. D. All of the above. D is correct. All of these could be potential sources of incident information used as part of the incident response investigation. A, B, and C are incorrect. Although each of these individually could be potential sources of incident information used as part of the incident response investigation, the better answer is D. 8. During an access request, if a subject's credentials match the information stored in the access management system and the system authorizes that the subject is who they claim to be and shows the subject has permission to access the requested object, what happens? A. Access is denied. B. Access is granted. C. Privilege is escalated. D. Accountability is granted. B is correct. If the credentials match the information stored in the access management system and the permission for the subject and object is configured, access is granted. A, C, and D are incorrect. Privilege escalation does not normally occur as part of an access request, and the subject is always held accountable for what they do with their access. 9. An attack that takes advantage of an application vulnerability for which there is not yet a patch released from the application vendor is A. Zero-day vulnerability. B. Zero-sum game. C. Zero-trust network. D. Zero-day attack. D is correct. Any attack that takes advantage of zero-day vulnerabilities and/or zero-day exploits is a zero-day attack. A is incorrect. Zero-day vulnerabilities can lead to zero-day attacks. B is incorrect. Zero-sum, often cited in game theory, is a situation in which one person's gain is equivalent to another's loss, so the net change in wealth or benefit is zero. C is incorrect. Zero-trust networking is a concept in which explicit authorization is required before access to a network resource is granted. 10. The Chief Information Security Officer, CISO, of an organization wants to ensure that the company's website cannot be defaced by an unauthorized party. Which cybersecurity foundational concept is the CISO concerned about? A. Confidentiality. B. Availability. C. Integrity. D. Compliance. C is correct. Ensuring data is not changed by unauthorized users refers to its integrity. A is incorrect. Confidentiality is the secrecy of the information within the asset being protected. B is incorrect. Availability is focused on ensuring data assets and information resources are available and operational when they are needed. D is incorrect. Compliance is the process of ensuring alignment with applicable laws, regulations, external standards, ethical conduct, and other organizational goals and objectives. 11. Which of the following is not a recommended action during the preparation phase of the incident response (IR) process? A. Establishing policies, procedures, and plans for handling incidents. B. Developing an incident response plan. C. Conducting incident response training for staff. D. Waiting until an incident occurs to prepare. D is correct. Waiting until an incident occurs to prepare is a good way to ensure your incident response efforts fail. A, B, and C are incorrect. The preparation phase is the first phase of the incident response process where the organization establishes policies, plans, procedures, and tools for handling incidents. This includes developing an incident response plan and training staff on the incident response process to minimize the impact of the incident and to reduce the time it takes to respond to and recover from the incident. 12. Which of the following are also referred to as logical controls? A. Physical. B. Defense in depth. C. Technical. D. Administrative. C is correct. Technical controls are also referred to as logical controls. A, B, and D are incorrect. Physical, defense in depth, and administrative are not logical controls. 13. Which of the following describes a door system that is configured to open and remain unlocked during a power outage? A. Fail-safe. B. Fail-closed. C. Fail-secure. D. Partial failure. A is correct. Fail-safe, also known as fail-open, means that the doors are configured to open and remain unlocked. B, C, and D are incorrect. Doors that have automatic locking mechanisms can be configured to fail-secure or fail-safe. Fail-secure, also known as fail-closed, means that during a disaster, such as a power outage, the door systems are set to automatically close and lock. While a fail-secure implementation is more secure, this approach can potentially trap personnel in a building during a disaster and jeopardize human life. If there are doors that are not used for escape routes or foot traffic, a fail-secure approach may be appropriate. However, in cases where people are involved, a fail-safe approach is a must to ensure the preservation of human life. 14. Which of the following is the best definition of configuration management? A. The process of using third-party security configuration baselines. B. The process of reviewing operating system and application settings. C. The process of establishing consistency in engineering, implementation, and operations by establishing and controlling baselines of all supporting data and documentation. D. the processes of managing changes. C is correct. Configuration management is implemented by following a disciplined process that includes establishing baselines, controlling changes to them, and making sure that all systems on the network are configured using the approved baselines. A and B are incorrect. Configuration management supports the use of third-party, supplied security configuration baselines and reviewing OS and application settings, but they are only some of the activities included in configuration management. D is incorrect. Configuration management includes processes for managing changes, but C is still the better answer, as it is more comprehensive. 15. What is the main purpose of a firewall? A. To block all network traffic from entering or leaving the device. B. To allow all network traffic to enter or leave the device. C. To filter and control network traffic based on predetermined rules. D. To encrypt all network traffic entering or leaving the device. C is correct. A firewall is a network security device that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predetermined security rules. The purpose of a firewall is to prevent unauthorized access to or from a network while still allowing authorized communication. Firewalls can be hardware, software, or a combination of both and can be configured to allow or block specific traffic based on IP address, protocol, port number, and other criteria. A, B, and D are incorrect because they are not the main purpose of a firewall. 16. Accounts that have elevated privileges that allow people who use them to make changes that are impactful to the enterprise are called what kind of accounts? A. Super accounts. B. High-level accounts. C. Executive accounts. D. Privileged accounts. D is correct. Privileged accounts are those that have elevated privileges that allow subjects who use those accounts to make impactful changes to the organization's enterprise. A, B, and C are incorrect. Super, high-level, and executive are not typical names of types of system accounts. 17. Which of the following best represents the activities typically included in the patch management lifecycle? A. Asset discovery, vulnerability discovery, patch deployment, reporting. B. Asset discovery, vulnerability discovery, log purging, patch acquisition, patch validation, patch deployment, reporting. C. Asset discovery, vulnerability discovery, patch acquisition, patch validation, patch deployment, reporting. D. Asset discovery, vulnerability discovery, patch acquisition, patch deployment, reporting. C is correct. A typical patch management lifecycle includes asset discovery, vulnerability discovery, patch acquisition, patch validation, patch deployment, and reporting. A and D are incorrect. They are missing patch acquisition and patch validation, both of which are important steps. B is incorrect. It contains an extra step, log purging, which is not a part of the patch management lifecycle. 18. Which of the following identity and access management approaches uses a model where one department or entity is responsible for access administration of all resources? A. Centralized. B. Decentralized. C. Hybrid. D. None of the above. A is correct. In centralized administration, one department or entity is responsible for access administration. B is incorrect. Decentralized administration access is managed by different departments. C is incorrect. With hybrid administration, a combination is used. D is incorrect because one of the answer choices is correct. 19. Which phase of the incident response process involves bringing systems and data back to normal operation? A. Preparation. B. Detection and analysis. C. Containment, eradication, and recovery. D. Post-incident activity. C is correct. The containment, eradication, and recovery phase of the incident response process involves restoring systems and data to normal operation after an incident. A is incorrect. The preparation phase is focused on ensuring proper resources are in place and staff are appropriately trained on the policies, plan, procedures, and tools. B is incorrect. The detection and analysis phase is focused on determining when something bad is happening. D is incorrect. The post-incident activity phase occurs at the end of the incident response process to identify lessons and opportunities for improvement. 20. Which of the following methods can be used to ensure message authenticity? A. Encryption. B. Hashing. C. Digital signatures. D. Steganography. C is correct. Message authenticity refers to the ability to verify that a message has been sent by the claimed sender and has not been tampered with during transmission. Digital signatures are used to ensure message authenticity. A digital signature is a cryptographic technique that involves creating a unique hash value of the message and then encrypting that hash value using the sender's private key. The recipient can then verify the signature using the sender's public key and compare the hash value of the original message to the decrypted hash value in the signature. If they match, the recipient can be confident that the message came from the claimed sender and has not changed during transmission. A is incorrect. Encryption is the process of transforming a message or data using an algorithm to make it unreadable by unauthorized parties. B is incorrect. Hashing is the process of transforming a message or data into a fixed-length string of characters, called a hash value, using a mathematical algorithm. While hashing can ensure the integrity of a message, it does not provide authentication. D is incorrect. Steganography is the practice of hiding information within other information, such as embedding a message within an image or audio file. 21. Which of the following is true about UDP? A. Connectionless protocol. B. Provides reliable delivery of data. C. Uses a three-way handshake. D. Connection-oriented protocol. A is correct. UDP is another protocol used for transmitting data between computers. In contrast to TCP, UDP is not a connection-oriented protocol and is instead referred to as a connectionless protocol. B, C, and D are incorrect. UDP is not a connection-oriented protocol. It does not establish a connection, three-way handshake, before transmitting data. Data is simply sent directly from one computer to another without requiring the connection to be established. This makes UDP less reliable but also faster, as it requires less overhead for the communication. 22. Which of the following is an example of a physical security control? A. Network firewall. B. Antivirus. C. Human resources policy. D. Perimeter fencing. D is correct. Physical controls are tangible controls put in place to protect physical resources against physical threats, including but not limited to break-ins, fires, theft, physical harm, and so on. These include protective measures for people, assets, and facilities. In a typical organization, examples of physical controls include perimeter fencing, locks, man-traps, lighting, and so on. A and B are incorrect. Network firewalls and antivirus are technical controls. C is incorrect. Human resources policies are administrative control. 23. Which type of testing gives the best indication of how well business continuity planning will perform during an actual disaster? A. Checklist testing. B. Structured walkthrough testing. C. Table-type exercises. D. Full interruption testing. D is correct. Of the choices, only full interruption testing uses scenarios in which the operational site is actually shut down to simulate an actual disaster. Therefore, this type of test gives the best indicator of the organization's preparedness for a disaster. A, B, and C are incorrect. Checklist testing, structured walkthrough, and table-type exercises are all make-believe. They do not involve actually shutting down resources as in an actual disaster. They are merely reviews of the planning and recovery documents, and do not provide as good an indication of what will really happen as full interruption testing. 24. How do worms typically spread from system to system? A. Through email attachments or links. B. Through social engineering tactics or phishing scams. C. Through software vulnerabilities or exploits. D. Through physical media such as USB drives or CDS. C is correct. Worms typically spread through software vulnerabilities or exploits that allow the malware to gain access to a computer system or network without requiring user interaction. Once inside a system or network, worms can use various techniques such as port scanning or password cracking to identify and infect other vulnerable systems. To protect against worms, organizations should regularly patch and update software, use antivirus software, and monitor network traffic for suspicious activity. A, B, and D are incorrect. Email attachments, social engineering, and physical media are all methods by which malware can be spread, but they are not how worms work. 25. What is a reason why people in the workplace are not necessarily attuned to practicing good security? A. For most people, job performance is more important than security. B. Employers may not measure employee security performance as part of employee success. C. People tend to be trusting of others and may not be on the lookout for malicious activity. D. All of the above. D is correct. All of the items listed are true. A, B, and C are incorrect. All of the items listed are real reasons employees are not necessarily attuned to security.
Now that you've attempted all the questions, head down to the comment section, let us know how many questions you got correct out of the total. Share your thoughts, insights, or any challenges you faced during the quiz. It's a great way for us to connect and learn from each other. In case you need any coaching, feel free to reach out to me for both free and paid consultation. I hope you enjoyed testing your knowledge with these practice questions today. Don't forget to comment below and subscribe for more engaging content. Until next time, happy learning. Bye now.